One more company today. It is the wild card, which means they were selected from the startup alley right outside. It also means that until a couple of hours ago, they did not know they were going to present. So, be kind. The company is Lucy, and presenting for Lucy are Dr. Chitra Akhileswaran and Sharon Spinicky.
Hi, TechCrunch. We are really excited to be here. I'm going to make this quick because I know that it's just us standing in between you and probably a drink. So my name is Shannon Spinake, and this is Dr. Chitra Akhileswaran, and we're the founders of Lucy. Today, nearly 50% of women... Oh, my God, I don't have my slide clicker. Sorry about that. Only 2 hours ago, we learned we were doing this. So today, nearly 50% of women with children will leave their jobs permanently within the first 3 months of their child being born. New dads actually get less sleep than new moms. Studies show this. So pregnancy is actually not just a challenge for new moms, but it's also a challenge for partners. And it's expensive. Employers bear most of the cost burden. Shockingly, the largest health expense by companies, by employers, is not back injuries, it's not heart disease, it's not even diabetes, it's pregnancy and newborns. Put these things together, and we see women not returning to the workforce, not taking leadership positions, and we see companies forming implicit biases against parents. This means that companies don't have the infrastructure to support the moms and dads of today. Meet Alyssa and Ken. Alyssa and Ken, they work for startups here in San Francisco. Their families live not nearby, and this is their first child. So they sign up for Baby Center. They are barraged with ads and medically dubious information. They buy What to Expect When Expecting and probably 37 other books from Amazon. They watch videos, they download tons of apps, they look for doulas on Yelp, and they realize that even their hospital doesn't have classes that are convenient for them. So they're just left feeling confused, overwhelmed, and scared as new parents. So today, I'm excited to announce that Lucy is going to start. We're launching our beta, and we're launching our beta to companies in the Bay Area. This is a modern revolution in workplace benefits for parents. So let me show you what this experience looks like. So Alyssa learns about Lucy through her HR director, and she goes home and downloads the app. This is a benefit provided to her from the employer. So yeah, Lucy downloads the app. This is a benefit provided to her by her employer, and she learns that Lucy provides experts that she can trust. These experts meet her at home in person, and that she can connect with them at any time through messaging. So let's get started. Lucy fills in some information. We learn that she is the birthing parent. This is her first child. And then Lucy tells us a few of her preferences. We learn that Alyssa wants a hospital birth, and that she works a lot, and that a lot of her peers are also starting families. So put all this together, and Lucy starts to form her plan. Now, Lucy creates this plan based on 3 pieces of information. The first are the preferences that we just entered. The second are what her peers are doing. And then the third is what the medical evidence and literature says. So the roadmap is created, and we see that Lucy has recommended 3 prenatal sessions and 3 postpartum sessions. Alyssa can read more about the sessions and the provider, and then she can confirm that this is the session that she wants in her roadmap. She also wants breastfeeding prep. Birth planning, she's not sure. She wants to see what else Lucy will have to recommend. So she decides on being a supportive partner because she wants Ken to be present in this birth. So Ken and Alyssa, they have the baby, and Lucy knows that they're going to need some help with lactation. So she confirms that session. Fast forward a week later, and they're still having problems with lactation. So they're able to schedule an emergency lactation visit, and we want to do this right away. So we get that calendared, and we send Teresa O to their place. And for the last session, she wants to see what else Lucy recommends. We offer a wealth of sessions, and these are just a few of them. So Lucy is really about this roadmap. Lucy understands, she gets to know you so well that she's able to personalize this plan based on your preferences. So that's Lucy. So there's a birth every 8 seconds. There's 7.2 million pregnancies in the US at any given time. And 90% of those pregnancies were by millennials last year. This is an $86 billion industry, and that's just the hospital bill for pregnancy and newborns alone. It's a massive opportunity. We're early on, but we're moving fast. In the past 3 months, we've signed customers. We've done over 60 sessions. We have nearly 400 booked, and we're working with a little over 50 families. So join us. Go to startwithlucy.com, get your company signed up, tell your people person about us, and evolve with Lucy. Thank you.
Great job, Lucy, our wildcard team. Who's going to go first, judges?
So I can go first. Great presentation. It's amazing that you did it in 2 hours. My wife would have a strong opinion about this, like slider, full-time parent, full-time professional. She feels she's both. If she were here, she would be complaining about that. Then on the product, is this something that's going to save companies money, or is this something that's going to give expecting mothers a better experience? I mean, who's your customer here?
That's a great question. So the customer is actually the companies right now, and we've broken that market up into 2 segments. So there's self-insured companies and fully insured companies. The self-insured companies, the value prop is that we can actually cut down, reduce their health spend, that large pregnancy and newborn spend. And for the fully insured, this is a way for them to retain more women, lower attrition, and be a family-forward company.
Have you been able to show that it reduces attrition?
Well, we're just getting started, but in fact, one of our families, she's a female engineer at one of the companies, and she just got back to work. And we heard from that people person that basically paid for the program.
That's great. Thank you.
How do you sell through to the employees? Because it's one thing to put a benefit up on Kabam's HR, menu. And how do you do that economically, where you reach through and get these families on board? And what's the model by which you want the longevity of that model when it's a one-shot deal?
Yeah, so onboarding is a pretty important part of this process to actually show the value of the services in advance to families. The way in which we onboard is actually at the time that an expecting parent is telling their employer that they're going to be needing leave. So we change that moment from one of anxiety to one where they feel supported and they feel like their employer is really with them. After that, they actually have a very personalized, high-touch introduction to our service. I'm a practicing OBGYN. I actually meet with all of our families. We understand that's not scalable long-term, but what I'm doing is I'm soliciting their preferences so that we can build that plan for them. So it really gives them a sense that someone knows them, that the team is going to be there to care for them.
Among your initial tests and so on, just feedback from users, what's been the aha moment? What's the most valuable thing that you're providing?
Answer this one.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. I think one is that most families realize that 90% of the questions that they ask their OBGYN aren't able to be answered, and I can vouch for that as a physician. What they're going through is not just a medical event. It comprises the social transition of becoming a parent, the career transition, and we're able to support all of those other things. So the magic moment, I think, is not only realizing that they're going to have a holistic team when they first enter our program that's going to take care of all of those other issues, but also that we're extremely responsive. So after they have their baby, we're there. We will go to the hospital and visit them there. We'll go to their home and visit them there. That is not something they're going to get from the medical system.
And then I guess relatedly, have you thought about community, other parents connecting?
Absolutely. That is actually on our roadmap right now. That's a really important part of what we see. The first thing that parents do when they don't know what they need is ask their friends. And so community is going to be a really important aspect of what we build in our platform.
For me, I think that along those lines, the one thing that I remember from my first child is very anxiety and very emotional event is one of the biggest milestones in your life. And so I think the part that you didn't emphasize, but now I get, is the empathy part, the human interaction, not just an app and not just a button. It's actually somebody on the other end. So it seems like you're going to be more of a service, a tech-enabled service, rather than just an app, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say it's two parts. In fact, it is a tech-enabled service, and the service providers, these are practitioners, they have their own practices, so we're just enabling them to help scale their businesses.
I'm curious, what is sort of average selling cycle with your corporate customers that you've signed up?
Your selling cycle?
The
How long
sales cycle?
How long does it take for HR department to say, yes, this is great, we'll do it? And afterwards, how long does it take for the employees who were in your demographics to actually sign up?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. So the companies we've been working with so far are around 200 to around 1,000 employees. So those sales cycles, we've had a contract go through in a week, and then we've had a contract take around 6 weeks. But with the self-insured companies, we predict that those sales cycles will be upwards of 6 months potentially. So the idea is to weather those longer sales cycles. We sweep up the fully insureds.
Right.
And what's pretty cool about this model is it kind of has a built-in consumer mechanism. So the company subsidizes X number of visits, and then the families, the expecting parents, can pay out of pocket after that. So they become the companies become channel partners for the families who become consumers.
So after a company sign up, do the end user end up sign up for a service very quickly, or do you need to educate them as well?
Very quickly, yeah.
Good.
Great. Give it up for
Thank you,
Lucy.
guys.